So to configure the image gallery, which is a default component on the campaign page but can also be leveraged on other parent page templates, this is actually not the same thing as the slider. The slider typically can be used on content pages by default. The image gallery allows for the display of multiple images simultaneously, as well as a link to a predetermined page. So in order to configure the slider, we're going to go within this Rethink Church project that we've already started. It's an intermediate page template. We're going to go down to the slider component, and here we're going to have the opportunity to insert the link for that particular gallery. Now the link is actually a view gallery, the view gallery link. You can change the text there to whatever you'd like. Insert the link or insert the external link, which of course external links are going to take it off-site. If you do that, make sure you choose target blank or new browser window. For right now, we're going to leave it as view gallery. That's the default, and it's somewhat logical. The one thing I would say is just because you've created slides with this image gallery, that does not mean that that gallery automatically links to a page with those images. You have to create a page for that link to link to. So this view gallery link, you need to create a page to support a gallery page if you'd like it linked that way, or if you would like it, you could change this to view related content, have it go to a content page or any other page within the site. So I'm going to leave this as it is. Really, that's the only big change that you'll need to make to the slider component itself. If we go down to gallery, you can also change the name of the gallery here. So just for kicks, we're going to change this one to gallery SLF, just so you can see a change. I'm going to save this, but I'm not going to publish it because we're working with sub-items here. There are a few slides that by default come in. As you create a campaign page specifically, or any page where the image gallery is there by default, you'll have a few slides that will have placeholder images. Essentially, you're going to go one at a time and update each slide with a specific image you would like to be displayed for that slide. The items will be 1, 2, 3, 4, left to right, and then on the publish page, it will also be left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I've chosen some irregular images where the dimensions and the aspect ratios don't quite match. The reason I did that is to demonstrate how the gallery is set up to prevent being broken if inappropriately sized images are chosen. But one note I would like to make is ideally the gallery will leverage images that are all the same aspect ratio. That is the ideal use case. I would not suggest selecting images that are not the same size, or same size and aspect ratio. So we're going to go back to the content editor, and here you'll see this image. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this, or I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to go to slide 2. I'm going to save the changes here, even though we didn't make a change. I'm going to paste this here. It's going to ask me to save again, yes. And paste this here. Go to slide 4, yes. And this is not going to look exactly right, but it's something I want to demonstrate. So, and then the last slide, slide 5, which doesn't have any data, so we're going to add data here. I'm going to save this. It's the last slide to save. We're going to move back up to the slider, and we're going to publish the item. Since we altered all of these sub-items, we're going to make sure that sub-items is selected. Related items is a default selection. Only uncheck it if you know why you're unchecking it. That being said, unchecking this will save you publishing bandwidth. So if you understand the process for that, go ahead and uncheck it if it's applicable. But when working with images, it's best to keep it checked most of the time. So we're going to publish this. And unless I've missed something, we'll be able to reload that page and see those images within the image gallery. All right, so I'm going to go back to Rethink Church and reload this page. Okay. And then scroll up to the image gallery, and you'll see that all of the images are the same. Now the display is a little more consistent, but this is one other note I wanted to make. The image gallery is designed to support the 1 tall by 1.5 wide aspect ratio that was established during the comps and the discussions with art. So if you choose images that are a different aspect ratio, it won't look awful, but you will not get the optimal display. If all of these images were the 1 by 1.5 aspect ratio, they would all be flush and it would look great. I selected this just to kind of show you the worst case scenario in both cases. So that's how you update the gallery. You can add additional slides by using the add here or add new component icon. You can also add new slides, but again, just remember in Content Editor, when you insert a new slide, you're only creating a new data set. So you will have to define it in order for it to be pulled into that carousel. So, and just like this only has the 4, if you go back to the Experience Editor, there are only 4. You'd have to add that 5th slide in order for it to actually display. So if you slide down here and select slide 5, then you could insert it. Now, the last thing I would say is you want to keep it increments of 4, otherwise you're going to have a carousel on this gallery that just has 1 image, and that's not ideal. So keep it in increments of 4, try to keep the aspect ratio consistent, just a few pieces of advice when using Image Gallery.